Greetings, traveler.
And citations, everyone. So, Dragonflight is very much on its way as I speak. We've got a date, November the 28th, and we're speeding on right through it. And with a new expansion comes a new continent comes with new quest lines and lore, with new characters and old characters alike. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this one. That's right, Rexxar will be one of those characters. Or, at least, I believe so. And I swear I'm not just saying that because he's one of my favorites. Rexxar actually has a history with one of the characters whom we will be meeting with on the Dragon Isles, and we'll be discussing reasons as to what might come from that shortly. A quick refresher cap for everyone. Rexxar is a Mok'Nathal, son to Leorox, the very leader of the half-ogre clan, who were created by the ogres for war back in the day. Rexxar was disowned when he wished to join the Horde, whom he saw much promise in. After the Second War, when defending the Dark Portal alongside Gormash Hellscream and his Warsong clan, a warlock decided to snack on Rexxar's very soul when the warlock was on his deathbed. But Rexxar's wolf, Haratha, took the blow instead and fell. Rexxar slew this warlock in response. This act caused Rexxar to leave the Horde and travel with only the beast at his side for a while, since Outland itself was nearly dusted by Ner'zhul. Years later, Rexxar would find himself on Kalimdor, and while it would be quite the different Horde, Rexxar would eventually become a champion of the Horde to Warchief Thrall after the Third War, and would help the Warchief defend the Horde's new land on Azeroth from the crazed Dalen Proudmoore. Much later, the Dark Portal would reopen, and Rexxar got his chance to reunite with his clan and his father after so long believing that he alone was the last son of the Mok'Nathal. Alright, now we're all caught up to the important bits. You're probably wondering what this has anything to do with Dragonflight. Well, during Rexxar's visit to Outland, he met a strange man known as Sablemane. Sablemane and Rexxar at some point became friends and even allies. And together, Sablemane and Rexxar would work with one another on taking on the Graan that terrorized the denizens of the Blade Edge Mountains. But Sablemane wasn't just some regular human. Oh no. Sablemane was and is a black dragon known as Sabellion. Sabellion is one of the few remaining black dragons still alive and still active, and was actually a lieutenant to Deathwing, who was left behind when the Black Dragons attempted to move from Azeroth to Draenor with several of their eggs. Gruul, the leader of the Graan, had actually slain many of the Black Dragons that had come with Deathwing, and even fought Deathwing alongside the Alliance expedition that was led by Khadgar at the time, thus giving Sabellion a reason to hate the Graan for slaying his kin. Sabellion never reveals his true identity to Rexxar, and hasn't to anyone's knowledge. And Sabellion has remained on Outland with several Black Dragon whelps acting as his agents. And here's where everything clicks together. With the dragons all returning to their home, and the formation of the dragon aspects and Dragonflight now more important than ever, it's very evident and very clear that Sabellion will be making his return, and making it his charge to become the new dragon aspect for the Black Dragonflight, and will be contesting against Wrathion for said position. And I'm no politician, far from it really. But if you're aiming to prove yourself to the world and the Dragonflights that you're perfect for a position intent on saving all of Azeroth and protecting it, who better to have as a supporter than your good old buddy Rexxar, the very champion of the Horde. Wrathion has a lot of really good exploits under his belt, namely in taking down N'Zoth the Corruptor, but he's also got Anduin as a friend of his, and while Anduin is conveniently missing in action during all of this, there's still a chance he could get involved and voice that Rathian is right for the job. Sibelian, for many, is a new face and someone who had already aligned themselves with Deathwing once upon a time ago, and could really use some good publicity. And that might make Sibelian sound fishy by doing that, but it is reasonable to think he might want Rexxar to help back him up. Though, there could also be some drama considering he had hid the fact that he was a black dragon from him. But that also can and should be addressed regardless. Could actually be more interesting to have Rexxar knock Sibelian down a peg and keep him humbled, while also supporting him, maybe. Obviously, having backers isn't everything, and they could prove on their own just as well. But I think it at least makes sense to have Rexxar and Sibelian have some form of connection or reunion again in Dragonflight. Much like how Rexxar, Chen, and Rokon could use one of those. Just saying, Blizzard, it's been nearly 20 years since the band has been back together. Anyways, Rexxar doesn't need to be on the Dragon Isles alone just because of Sibelian. The Horde could use someone on the Isles to help defend it and their expeditions. Rexxar has also shown in the past that he cares for those in the wilds, including dragons. It'd also be a good opportunity to have Rexxar and Zakan side by side again, just as they had in the past when they traveled Kalimdor together for the Horde Council. More Uncle Rexxar, please. But those are just some ideas I have for how Rexxar could play a part in the coming expansion. What do you all think? Do you think Rexxar will show up, or is he as missing as Chen's hat? Is there anyone in particular you'd like to see on the Dragon Isles? Let me know down below. If you guys like these videos, be sure to like, subscribe, ring some bells, and all that jazz. You can also join me up on my Discord, where we talk about all sorts of stuff and things. There's also my social medias, which you can follow down below. And if you like these videos enough, you can support me on my Patreon like these amazing folks here. It helps out a lot. But until next time, my friends,
good hunting.